Hello guys, welcome back to AWMFX. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night, no matter where you are. So hopefully you guys out there are doing great, earning a lot of money from the market, of course, taking great care of your health. Alright, so today I'm going to share a little bit knowledge with you on QML. Alright, most of you know it's a Quasimodo level, and of course supply and demand, SSR. Okay, so a lot of people ask me, does QML works on other market except for Forex market? And of course, gold is a commodity markets. I would say that it works extremely well with other markets as well. So example here is I'm showing you is a DJI, a Dow Jones. All right. So okay, of course there is something disclaimer I need to let you guys know, because most of the time, if like me, I'm using TradingViews, we have a lot of I would say data provider or the chart provider. It will be different. All right, different charting, but so far for me I'm using DJI as just a moment. Yep, forex.com. All right, for my data provider. Okay, so what is a QML? Let me just a brief introduction. QML is a structure. All right, let's say we have an uptrend. So once the price reach an area, it breaks structure. All right, it reached a zone and an area, and then it broke a structure right there, and then this is what we call as a QML setup. Okay, means that there's a very high possibility the price might reach back to the QML level or to some certain area, and then continue further downwards movement. All right, at least I will say that sometimes it does not go down all the way, but at least it will come back to this area. All right, so if this range is huge and you're able to get a nice small zone, all right, this will be extremely profitable. Okay, so I'm going to show you not only talking about QML, right? So I'm talking about using MPL, right? Maximum pain level and decision point, how to determine our trades, all right? So very simple. So we already know about QML. We look at the trade right here. So basically you must know or read, able to read the market. Okay, you can see that very well the price actually is from the low, it makes a high, all right, and then came back here as a higher low, and then went back up as a extremely high, and then before the price break this structure right here. All right, so this is a very simple three wave 1 2 3. All right, it's a very simple three wave, and then there's a QML. Okay, so now the biggest problem right here is that a lot of people don't understand about how to trade QML, or how should I say, is the entry area. Okay, so we just label a little bit so that you can see it clearer. All right, so we have the QML, and then we have our level, and then most of the time, of course, how should I say, sometimes it's coincident that the price reverse at the QML level, but sometimes it does not. The important is not the QML level. The important is that you must know how to find your entry zone. All right, so over here, of course, we'll talk about there is one very obvious entry zone. All right, is what is right there. This is the supply zone. All right, supply zone, and see very well that the price came into this area, tap onto it, and then drop. But there is a very big problem. This is H1 for Dow Jones, means that the zone is actually quite huge. All right, quite huge, and you cannot capitalize, or should I say, you cannot maximize your profit. All right, so what you can actually do is that go further down, let's go further down, maybe 30 minutes, right, and investigate, and you can see clearly there is a few zone existed in the big zone right there. All right, just a moment, let me highlight the zone out first. All right, the orange zone. So we go to small time frame, you can see very well there are actually two zones existed inside the zone right there. So now it will give you a very big headaches. All right, which zone to choose, because if you, even though at this time, or 30 minutes, if you're able to get the zone, all right, and then you got your entry, you have reduced your risk tremendously. All right, but that is not the point. All right, it's just, you cannot just trade based on zone. You need to trade based on something we call as a MPL and decision point. You need to find that out. So how do you find that MPL decision point? So in this orange box, still in this orange box, you need to go further down again, and then look for some movement. All right, now you have two different movement. All right, and then we go further down again. All right, At this point, this is what you are looking at. Okay, what I'm trying to find is a MPL. So what is a MPL? MPL is a movement such like this. Let me make a, so as the price drop, okay, you'll make some sideways movement, all right, sideways movement, and then goes up before the big drop. So, and of course, behind this movement, there might be some previous resistance, all right, and there might be some previous support, all right, support. So you need to find an area where there is a lot of rejection. It might be at the bottom, it might be at the top. Okay, so if you're able to find the common area, this is what we call it as a SSR. And when the price, okay, sorry for that, and the price came up, dropped, then the SSR has become a MPL, maximum pain level. And from there, you'll find the freshest zone. All right, remember that. What is the freshest zone? Means that it's untested, all right, it has not been consumed, the zone. So that zone will be your entry area, or should I say as a confirmation as your entry area. Okay, so I'm going to show it to you, very simple. So at 5 minutes, all right, at 5 minutes you can see very well that there is a lot of rejection along this area. Okay, just a moment, let me get a horizontal line out. Okay, so when I move my line over to this area, all right, you can see very well the rejection from the previous area. All right, a lot of rejection from the previous area and a lot of rejection from the latest area. All right, it's very well cited. All right, it's there. All right, so out of the two zones that previously on the 30 minutes, all right, on the 30 minutes, you already know which one to choose. Right, sorry for that, I'm not very good with the trading view. All right, out of the two zones, you already know which one to choose. So now the question right here is very simple. Okay, you already know which one to choose. Of course, it's this zone. Of this zone. So if you insist of using 30 minutes as your entry point or as your entry zone, yes, you can do that. Okay, you can do that because why? You already reduce your risk. You can see that it's almost one quarter of it. All right, 1/4 of it. So it's an advantage to you. But if you want to use at M30, M5, all right, what you can do is that you need to look at the freshest zone. All right, so where do I have my fresh zone? All right, it's very obvious. You can see that there is a Doji King right there, a very big Doji King. Can you use Doji King as your zone? Yes, you can use it. All right, because the Doji King is actually a part of a drop base drop. All right, it's a part of the drop base drop, and the zone should go above. All right, should go above the structure right there. Okay, so means that your stop loss might be a little bit higher depending on your spread. Okay, so this will be your valid entry point, or should I say entry zone right there. So we go back to M30 and then you can see very well. Just a moment, the price just tap into the zone and then drop. All right, the price just tap onto the zone and drop. All right, so what I'm showing you here is not magic. All right, it's part of the process that you need to go from high time frame and slowly go into lower time frame, and then we call it as a refining of a zone that you can have a better risk reward ratio. Right, so like I told you before, right, go back to the H1, right, is it, don't mind. So the maximum, the movement, all right, I don't want to see what is going to happen next. The maximum movement that you can take your profit is, of course, from that zone to this zone. All right, from that zone to this zone means that this is the compulsory take profit zone, right, because of the reversal of a possible QML. Okay, so how you enter a trade is how you exit a trade. So if you're able to catch the entry from there and then drop into here, you just have your own imagination how big the risk reward ratio is. All right, so hopefully you guys learn a bit about supply and demand, and then of course further down into the QML, MPL, and decision point, and of course on refining the zone and refining your entry point. All right, so if you guys like the video that I did for you, please do give me a thumbs up, and of course do subscribe to the channel so that I can make more. And I know that you like the videos, and I'll make more I'll make more good videos for you guys. All right, loss of word. So that's all for now. See you guys next time. Bye.